guys, how are we doing? Doing well? A few technical problems getting set up. I was literally about to start the stream and my computer crashed, blue screen, which was lovely. Frustrating. I had everything just perfectly set up and ready to go. Click the go button, then everything crashed, and now I'm having to reset everything up again. So bear with me while I just get a few bits sorted. Broner confirmed. Double Broner. How are we all doing? Are we doing well? Where's the music from? I love it. It's Halo Lo-Fi. All over. It's all over YouTube, man. It's just some nice chill Halo beats in the background. Obviously, I was going to go live ahead of the beginning of the Xbox Game Showcase, but like I say, with the computer crash and then rebooting and getting everything set back up again, it's already started. I wanted to have a little chat 15 minutes beforehand before we actually kicked off properly, but yeah, shit happens. We'll figure it out. Shit happens. We'll figure it out. Ah, there it is. If it didn't, mainly because HCS has become like the Halo event of the year, and I mean last year, unfortunately I didn't make it at HCS, but last year at Worlds they announced, the rebranding and Halo on the Unreal Engine. It stands to reason they're probably going to use HCS as kind of the showcase event, because they stream it as well. The Worlds is streamed on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So people tune in, sort of tens of thousands of people last year, I think, tuned in. So yeah. Lo-fi down a touch. No worries. Sorry, it'll be going away in a minute anyway. I'll drop that down to 50%. How's that? Yeah, I know the showcase already started. We'll catch up in a second. I'm just waiting for like a little interim in between game announcements, so we don't join it kind of and halfway through a game announcement and have to play catch up. So yeah. You can hear me clearer. That's the ultimate Broner. Where are your chats at? Yeah, they should be showing up, to be fair. Oh yeah, they are. They are up on Twitch, and they are up on So yeah, the little chats this side here. How's Project Mjolnir going? It's going. Some seriously huge stuff to announce. So yeah, be ready for that. If this announcement game would just like to finish on up, and then we can tune in. Where are my chats? Oh, for me, I've got them here, side by side on the. I've got an ultra wide, so I've got the stream. I've got OBS going here, and then I've got my two chats over here. The actual showcase is up on that screen above, and then I've got just like a blank screen with my stupid ass face just. I don't know why I manually moved that, to be honest. Do I have a U monitor somewhere? I mean, I'm on like 3 different screens at the moment. I can physically see my chats on YouTube and Twitch, and I can see OBS. I've got like 3 of me in front of me. Clockwork Revolution is just finishing up its announcement, and then we will tune in. Is that the Reach UNSC Army chest plate in the back? Oh, over here. This is an extension to Project Mjolnir and Project ODST. This is Project Marine. We're making real marine armor as well. That's metal. That's actually genuinely made out of metal. So yeah, doing some fun stuff. Again, that, you know, this and a load of other stuff I've got to announce formally and really get people like up to speed on stuff. It's been longer than I wanted it to be. It's been about 6 months, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Hey Winston, how you doing? World premiere. Here we go. There we go. Let's do that, and let's kill. We'll kill that, and we'll unmute that. You have to tell me if that's like audio abuse now, right?
The Yoke action figure can ride anything.
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly
sorry, I got the battle rifle back here as well.
Eminent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
You gotta keep them separated.
Let me know if the levels are okay. If my voice is too loud, or the game content is too quiet, and I'll adjust things. Giving me like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids vibes. Why aren't you tracking? Track me, god damn it. Volume could be a bit louder. Alright, let me play with it. There you go, we're up to 70% now. How's that?
The predecessor, ND3500, reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data salvage.
Sound mix is good. Nice. Hey Nathan, how you doing, bud?
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan.
Just a random
Was in a
advert
state
for
of
Felix there.
suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area
He knows I've got a cat. He doesn't eat Felix.
is highly
Fuck it,
unusual.
don't like it.
They become exceptionally aggressive.
Oof. That's got some vibe. I like that.
It is highly recommended to proceed with
That was
caution.
that's look. It's like a flood infestation. I like that. I'm so psyched to see what Blightlands is like on the Unreal Engine for Halo.
They seem to
Not that I'm saying that Halo's going to showcase the data. I have no idea.
in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Sick with the flu bug. Sad to hear that. I've only recently gotten off. Well, gotten over a really I've recently gotten off. I'll be telling you guys that. I've recently gotten over like a cold and sinus infection. It really like kicked my ass for a solid week. I don't normally get sick, but that really took me out of play for a solid week. Bethesda presents. Gears and Dead Space. Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't have crashed. It's telling me everything's still up and there's no latency, which is stunning, because usually I get pretty bad latency. I think this isn't my bag. This most definitely isn't my bag, and I think there seems to be an increasing problem where games aren't being as adventurous with like their themes and their stories and this, that, and the other. They're not being anywhere near as adventurous as they used to be. So it's
Mayday!
you end up just getting this kind of
Code 1 to mission control, we're falling!
grey wash of games that are kind of they're good, they're okay, but they're not like whoa.
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart! There's no time! Evacuate! Now! Thomas, come in!
Did you say evacuate or evaporate?
Ariane.
I'm nearly out of tea. It's a sad day. Is it just me, but are creature sounds also all becoming kind of the same now? Like, they all seem to have that weird, like, phasing cackle almost.
World premiere.
I'd love some Mass Effect. Yeah, Mass Effect would be cool.
Welcome to
Mass
England,
Effect,
Mr. David.
Deus Ex.
I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father.
Cheers.
But he left you this hotel in his
Halo.
will. It's been in your family for generations. Much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the Grand, a hotel famous across the land.
I do like me some
Every
reggae.
room used to be in such high demand. Your wish our command here at the Grand.
Well, hello there.
Serious
It looks like you're
letdown
about
voice.
to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
So, my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
A game about tidying up.
They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will wicker man your ass.
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking back. Don't make the same mistake your father made.
Welcome to the
This
Hotel
place.
California.
The only one you can really trust is me.
No news is good in some ways because actually, I know what you're saying, but it's. I'd agree. Obviously, if they're just slaving away and all that sort of stuff, that's great. But also, it's been it's been a good few years since we last got a game. Ghosts to the ground. No. There are no ghosts to the ground.
There are as many gods in the world as there are stars in the heavens. And when we need their help, they send us a hero. Who would have guessed? The defender of my homeland.
I apologise if you get a lot of crunching sounds on the mic now.
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
See what people like Square Enix. Oh, a Halo game, but in Deus Ex is kind of. Oh, you know what? Square Enix. They could make a game about like an Oni agent doing like undercover ops on like Venezia, and that would be absolutely freaking divine. I'd be on that in a second.
You can't rule if the heavenly spear is mine.
What we got? If that ad would like to piss off. Politely.
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락하는가? 만약 이 결정이 패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단에 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을
Mona
미칠 수
Lisa game
있으며
would, yeah.
반대로
Yeah.
누군가는 당신의
I can't
의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을
We've got
세울 수
88
있지 않을까?
viewers on YouTube. 4 over on Twitch. I don't
당신의
stream on
입장은
Twitch very often.
온전한
but
본인의 판단인가?
We'll grow it. I do believe there's less latency over on Twitch. Something to do with like the way that YouTube processes the algorithm. Well, not the algorithm, it processes the data. Halo with Deus Ex vibes would be just, yeah, it would. I would keep. Feels weird kind of looking up at this. I feel like I need to recline my chair.
당신은 무엇 때문에 분노하는가?
Red Dawn the game.
당신의 분노는 스스로 결정한 것인가? 누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다.
Thing is, yeah, I know they've got not a lot of interest in making a Deus Ex game, but it's such it's one of those franchises that's it's got its following, its cult following, and the games that have been made are masterful. It just needed to get out to a larger audience, I think. I'll start streaming it on Twitch. Bring it back.
World premiere.
World premiere. Double Brawler.
E ora Olaiem loite fatili. Novo. Ilo? Te kemaite mana. Muite unanite waiora. Dia novo tu alibemo iwalotaname. Ona otalima diefema.
I think that's the thing. Is it's these universes, these franchises that we love so much have such huge and expansive universes that could be explored. I mean, there are stories that can be told in Halo that are before you know, sort of the closing years of the Human Covenant War, going right back to like the start of the Human Covenant War, right back into like prehistoric. We can go right the way back to like ancient humanity and the Foreigners warring with each other, for crying out loud. There's such huge, deep and expansive universes, and there's so much that can be done with it. Now, that's not just Halo, that's Mass Effect, that's Deus Ex, that's loads of them. But it's almost like they're scared to try something that's a little bit different. They're scared to like break too far out of the mold, so to speak, in fear of a failed product. But then it's kind of almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that they choose not to step outside of their comfort zone and try something a bit experimental and a bit different. So they give us more of the same, and then more of the same just doesn't quite cut it, and it flops. You know, I kind of wish it would go back to when games companies were, you know, sort of like early 2000s, between like 2000 and 2010, 2012. Go back to then when like the games companies were more experimental, had more creative freedom, weren't so like tied up and bound by like the corporate engine, so to speak, just trying to make a product that makes money with microtransactions and God knows what. I don't know. Nobody wants to play a corporate game. Everyone wants to play a fun game.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say? When it comes to fishing, Appalachia is a land aswim with opportunity. Yes, you'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards. What do you got on there, Jed?
Worms.
And how are they biting today?
See for yourself.
Oh, bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails. Can you smell that? No matter what troubles plague the future wastelands of Appalachia, you can always find comfort in cozy little joys like this. You just gotta know where to look. Vault Life is your ticket to easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green thumb? Plant your own peaceful vegetable garden. And nothing warms the heart like a neighborhood cookout. Ah, community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today, and tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
Yeah, I agree, Oddball. It's yeah, they're not kind of committing to a style and then running with it. World premiere. Officially out of tea. Well, just. Horrendous. What a rad one. Why not? So far, I'll be honest with you, I've not been taken by much of it. Yeah, not a lot of it's really captured me so far.
World premiere.
They need to get me to do that voice.
World premiere.
That's cute. Bestiary. We might explore the Bestiary again, but with other franchises. We might look at like the different species from Mass Effect, the Seth from Crisis. Think of a Halo multiplayer where players can take on different roles: Marines, ODST, Spartans, Brutes, Elites. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I mean, there was concept art. I've got my concept art books down here. There was concept art for. Actually, I said about this years and years and years ago. That they should do. I think I said it just after Halo 4's release. But they should do like different weight classes of Spartan, for example. So they should make it like a heavy, a tanky Spartan, so thicker armor, takes more to take them down, but they move slower. Or they should do like the normal Spartan, and then they should do like a stripped down like stealth Spartan that's much faster.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony
armor.
Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone
God,
for
he's
all
looking
the love and
old.
support we've seen since we announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4
yeah,
a few months ago.
I said about that years
These
ago.
games have changed my life, but more than that, I've seen them help spread a love and appreciation for skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to detail, with some brand new parts, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come. Check out the launch trailer now.
Bear with. He's a grandpa now, so I feel so old now. I'm sure he feels older, but yeah, it's seeing how much it's aged is, yeah.
Watch it, mate.
I haven't heard that song in a few years. Damn. For some reason that song takes me back to Jackass. There, literally at the back. There. So, stand. One sec. Let's do the other one. Let's do that one just quick. World premiere. Look, concept art. See, so you got like a tanky ass Spartan over here, normal Spartan in the middle, and then kind of a light recon stealth style Spartan. So they were considering doing like, yeah, like classes of like percentage of armor. 20%, 60%, 80, 100. So that would have been quite cool. And it would make sense contextually within the universe. Sorry, we'll get back to it one second. Excuse me, put the reference hooks down now. Screen. Well, that was a weird transition. Okay, anything but just holding the sword, right? I've never understood that. Like a lot of different like fantasy-esque kind of franchises make it so you have a sword, but you don't hold it; it just like kind of floats around you. It's like, why? The sword is a handheld weapon. Again, this sort of stuff isn't really my bag. Ooh. Here we go. Experience the groundbreaking original. Do you remember the Mad World trailer for this?
Look who decided to show up.
You think you can still find your way back home, Phoenix?
Oh my god, the Mad World. Do you remember that one? Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing that when it first aired. Oh my god, yeah. I was beside myself. They're just using that song in that kind of style, just so. Like again, they don't do that kind of thing anymore with advertising games. They don't like use like eerie kind of. Do you remember the Believe monument for Halo 3, the advertisement campaign for that, and they used What did they use? Was it Chopin? It might not have been a Chopin, actually. It might have been... No, they did, yeah.
World premiere.
I can't remember the name of the song now. But again, it's that kind of thing. Using, like, unexpected songs to add, like, gravitas to, like, an eerie, dark, weighty trailer. It's adds so much attitude and, oh, so much personality. Don't make good commercials for games anymore, they're done. But they could have done like so much, like they had so many live action trailers for like Halo 4, Halo 5. They had the cool 60-second TV spot of Chief throwing down the bubble shield for Halo 3. They had the Believe Monument. They had the Believe ad campaign where they looked at veterans after the war that was live action. They could have done so much more live action for like Halo Infinite's launch, and they just didn't.
And the only way
any Halo yet? Not yet, man. I'll be honest. I'm not holding out immense hope there's gonna be any Halo because, like I said at the start of this, it's Worlds is now like the Halo event of the year, and it makes sense for Halo Studios to kind of showcase their new stuff at an event that's for Halo exclusively. I mean, yeah, this gets out to a relatively large audience. I don't know how many people are watching. Like 60,000 people are watching on Twitch at the moment. So but when they live stream Worlds, they get like a couple of tens of thousands of viewers then as well. So it's like, and they're like for Halo, but they're for Halo as opposed to like 60,000 people who are just gamers in general.
You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune. Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League.
He should be dead.
You're paying for that.
My cat is scratching the door. Let me let him in. Play anywhere.
World premiere.
You coming in?
Hope you're not in a hurry because northbound is backed up all the way to 18th Street. And the southbound ain't looking much better.
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
You're here, but
Oh.
Had enough yet?
Okay.
Dad, not even
okay.
Close.
Interesting. Omni-Man would absolutely wreck Homelander. Just throw that out there.
I hoped you'd understand why I had to do this. Accept our rule.
Jameson, yeah. Wait for what? Standing there? Planetarium tomorrow night. There's the door.
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good.
I'm invincible. You can sit there and say I'm invincible when he's covered in blood. His own blood. Okay, so it's like a Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter kind of deal. Okay, so it's like equal frames.
Let's do this. Gotcha.
The cat's scratching the door again. I opened the door to let him, and he just sat there and looked at me. So I closed the door again.
Yeah, how you like this? It's an army.
I'm out of banana chips.
I am ending you. I see it all now.
Much cringe. It appeals to some folk. I was kind of hoping for more than just like a, yeah, platform fighter game, so to speak. I'm out of snacking. Oh no, I'm not out of snacks. I've got biscuits. Not into button mashers, yeah.
I'm here to even the odds.
You know, so there's been a lot of remakes and stuff, like, announced. With people just running out of ideas, and they're just trying to bring, like, old games that had huge fan bases and player bases into the modern era with modern graphics. It seems no new original ideas are really coming out. Halo Studios and Microsoft got some beef going on over mentioning them on the studios. I don't think they can. To be fair, if there is beef, I kind of hope there is. To be honest, because like back in the day, again, I've enjoyed. I enjoyed the Bungie era of Halo. I've enjoyed most of the Halo, the 343 Industries era Halo. But back in Bungie's day, like Bungie kept like Microsoft at arm's length, like they kept the corporate at arm's length, and just kind of managed to convince Microsoft, look, we know what we're doing, give us the space we need, and we'll make cool games, you know, and they did. So if there is a degree of that going on now with Pierre, and he's keeping corporate at arm's length and just going, look, we tried it your way with, you know, during 343 Industries tenure, we tried it your way. We tried, you know, making games to your kind of corporate standards. It didn't work. You know, back off a little and let us do what we do. And maybe we'll make something that's freaking awesome again. It'd be nice if something like that was happening. What the fuck is that? Heard from Double Fine in a hot minute. How long is this supposed to be? I think the Xbox Game Showcase is 2 hours, so it finishes up in an hour's time. It's already been going an hour, and then it's immediately chased by something, which I probably won't tune in for. Is it Other Worlds or something like that? Something like that. Why is there a walking lighthouse? Yep. There definitely is.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative experiences, and Keeper is no exception. Looking ahead, next year marks 25 years of Xbox. It's a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you help build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like inXile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution. Sluggerfly, making Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players. And Team Ninja, returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the next Xbox hardware release.
Team Ninja
our Xbox
is Ninja
Ally
Gaiden coming
handheld,
back? Because if they are, then
which
there
lets
should be
you
no
bring
excuse not to
your
have
Xbox
Hayabusa in the next
experience
Halo game.
and your
Or in
library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners and our own creative teams. We're seeing more players on our platform and in our games than ever, thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase, our direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at the Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2.
Like Halo Scholar stuff, I've literally got a
Thanks for
thesis on
joining
its
us
way.
today.
You'll love it.
But before we get into the direct, we have a final world premiere.
Halo.
Enjoy.
Halo. Halo. World premiere. There's a butterfly. It's not gonna be Halo, is it?
Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
I mean, the robot's tanky,
You
I like
already
it.
know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow, now. We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology on a global scale.
That was weird.
I'm Emma Pagan, CEO of the Guild.
Okay, we're going with an Inception style thing. Okay. There you go, this is Zeratus.
Fear is a powerful thing.
That is the question. Well, that wasn't very nice. Prick. it looks good, but ain't Halo, is it?
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by doing what our studio does best, sequels.
That's where I come in. You can get out of here, Fergus. Thank you so much. No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel, that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no raccoon tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was? There was a Zune 2? I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage, so trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
What are our thoughts then? I mean, this is like I say, it's supposed to be 2 hours of a game showcase, but I think this is Outer Worlds now, so it's like, I think Outer Worlds was supposed to be the leader. So Black Ops was seemingly the last.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1.
Announcement.
It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them.
Any Halo announcement now.
This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing. And we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around.
Like I say, Worlds is the Halo event. And
so we're going deeper and more complex with everything for the sequel. Deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so no matter what kind of playstyle that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump into, even if it's your first one.
The first Outer Worlds was a great base to start from, as it has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas
it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. We're gonna get
which are the
a Halo
part of the world where
next
players
year
can use their
because
specific
it's, like I said,
skills,
it's
perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger world.
Whether that's the next Halo game, as in like Halo 7, or whether that's the CE remake that's been
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to
remake the entire first trilogy.
We prioritized those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies.
And then
we also have different equipment options for different playstyles and different companions with different abilities.
Added their the newer lore to that old epic trilogy. Given it additional context, cut content, all that sort of stuff, and then I think it'll be.
In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which was basically a blank slate to build on top of, with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character.
Switch this to intermission. Live chat's in the wrong place. One sec. It doesn't fit the live chat. That's a lot of good, isn't it? Now we have to wait until October. Yeah. Did I reach out to Xbox Studios about the law? They could definitely do it. I did, twice. Let's just reduce that down a little bit so I can hear myself think. Yeah, yeah, it's not immensely surprising that there's no Halo. But like I say, I mean the Worlds event is the Halo event of the year. They get plenty of people in attendance. I'll be in attendance this year, so if you're in Seattle and you're attending HCS Worlds as well, on October 24th, I believe. Double check that. Yeah, October 24th to 26th. So if you're there, I will be there. Be sure to say hi. But yeah, they get loads of people in attendance. They get tens of thousands of people watching on Twitch over the weekend. Both the community stage and the pro stage. So yeah, I think Worlds is really going to become the place that there are announcements for Halo games going forward. So this isn't immensely surprising that nothing came up with the Xbox showcase. Not even a year since, yeah. Do you need a weapon? I've got one here, and I got one over here as well. I need a weapon. I don't know. I mean, of the stuff that showed, anything really jump out at you guys? I mean, Gears obviously is, but beyond that, I don't think anything particularly really moved me. Should put the lo-fi back on, shall I? Yeah, let's do that. What we'll do is we'll do that. And where the hell did I put it? It's over here, isn't it? There it is. How's that? Nice chill beats. Actually, kind of think of it, this is the intermission screen. If I go to the full, then you actually better hear it. The one I hinted at. Yeah, I mean it's not just one. It's turned into like a series. It's like 6 videos now. But yeah, thanks for joining me, man. It was all pretty lackluster. I think that's a symptom of the times now. I was kind of hoping that we were past that kind of stage of game studios kind of being overly influenced by corporate and not exploring and being like adventurous enough, not like breaking out of the mold and trying something different or committing to a direction. Yeah. I was kind of hoping we were past that, but like I said, I think that's just a big thing for me now is that like there were loads of games back in the day that I was really drawn to, and now it's just like there's I don't know if it's just like an oversaturation, like there's too many things to choose from, but then there were loads of games back then as well, or if it's literally just the stuff that's being made just that isn't up my street. I don't know. I don't know if that's a change in me as far as taste is concerned, or if that's something more to do with the gaming environment itself. You know, the development environment. It's yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. I don't think it's demanding as such. I just want, as far as my quote unquote demands are concerned, I just want like games that have like deep, interesting stories, and explore interesting worlds, and are enjoyable to play without needless monetization and it's just some originality, some attitude, again, some personality. Because so many games now are just like almost like cut and paste versions of each other. So is it that we're demanding, or is it just that the recipe that the games companies are working with has changed, or is it corporate oversight putting too much pressure on making money and not experimenting? I mean, games are supposed to be fun. I get they gotta make their buck out of it. I get that, but if you make good games, people pick up the game, they buy the game, they play the game. That makes money. I don't know. Exactly oddball. That's yeah. There's no real variation in stuff anymore. Yeah, they look very slightly different from each other. You know, they have their own quote unquote like style, so to speak, aesthetic style. But the gameplay loops, the kind of themes they're dealing with, the mechanics. Yeah, it's all just much of a muchness. Why are you talking like a 50-year-old man? I'm closer to 50 than I am to 20. Am I? Yeah, I am. That's fucking alarming. Try to speak normal. Define normal. Oh, now for announcement at HCS 2025. Pretty lackluster showcase. Yeah. You consider making April Fool's videos? Yeah, I make April Fool's videos occasionally. If something like really sort of strikes me as funny, or I've got a good idea for it, but. Mass Effect, hopefully Half-Life 3, Witcher and Halo. Normal is overrated, be weird, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, looking back on the stuff that's been presented, again, it just feels like nothing really stands out. It just feels like more of the same, which is a shame. There's a lot of people online over on Twitch watching stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say really. I think Halo's something's gonna happen with Halo next year. I think that's no doubt. But I think, like I say, Halo would just be announced at Worlds going forward. So yeah, roast beef to finish off sounds good, man. Take care, man. Still got it running on the top screen in the hopes that they just throw something in at the end, but doubt it. I mean, like I said, we're half an hour out now until the end of it, so. Project Mjolnir coming along. Yeah, there's some huge announcements to make. I'm just putting the last couple of bits together that I need to in order to really deliver something that's like significant, you know. But yeah, we've diversified the projects, so we're not just doing Mjolnir, we're doing SPI, we're doing ODST, and we're doing Marine. Plenty coming. It just takes a while to cultivate, especially between like making my normal content. You know, my normal content is my bread and butter at the end of the day. So, you think Microsoft will sell Halo at some point? I can't see that they would, to be honest. It makes when Halo was good, it makes them too much money for them to consider selling it. I think they just need to allow the studio the creative freedom to do what they need to do without forcing the corporate, you know, make as much money as possible, microtransactions, BS. Turn the music down a little bit, no worries. Yeah, how's that? Yeah, yeah, you're right, Zeta. But it's like I said, there is a balance to be struck, and for some reason they just can't seem to nail that balance. What is Worlds? HCS Worlds. So the Halo World Championship, like World Championships, are held in Seattle at the Arch Convention Center. This year they're held on October 24th to 26th, and it's a big it's a big get together of the Halo community where you can watch like the pro side of things, you can watch the competitive gaming side of things, but they're rapidly expanding kind of more of the community side of things, so that there's more to do for people who are not as into the pro side of things, but just, you know, community focused. As a community stage, they hold panels and discussions, they show things off, showcase community works and this, that and the other. So it's I first went in 2023, and it had that midnight launch feel, but drawn out into an entire weekend. You know, meeting people that you've never met before, but instantly have a rapport with them because you've been there and you've done what they've done. You've shared the experience of Halo. It's an awesome event. I strongly recommend any Halo fan to make a beeline for that. Specifically Worlds. The majors are okay. but they are much more focused at the the pro side of things. There's much less to do community-wise. You know, you still get the odd cosplayer and this, that, and the other, but at Worlds it's a whole different thing altogether. Yeah, the handheld is cool, but it's just, I don't know. Again, it's a symptom of like just like following trends, you know. Okay, the Switch did really well, so Xbox thought, sod it, we'll make one. It's like, was it needed, really? I don't know. I missed the showcase. Anything good? Not immensely. Sorry to let you down. Did I watch the Fallout show? Not to derail the conversation, but if you did, how did you find it compared to the Halo TV show? Both a standalone product and as a game adaptation. I haven't watched it yet. I need to get on it, really. It is queued up. There's so many TV series I want to watch and catch up on, and that's just one of them down the line, you know. I will get to it. It'll just it'll take a little while. Yeah, when Phil said about the title at the start, I mean, the Xbox launched with Halo. It's like it was on the box, for crying out loud. It's like, okay, cool. What projects do you think are actually all in the works for Halo? Like actual progress? I think it's a foregone conclusion. There's a Halo C remake is more than likely in the works. I would go further and say that I would imagine they're probably going to remake the entire first trilogy, like an expansive remake. So they're going to add in cut content, terminals, expansive content. I mean, like Halo CE, there's so much stuff happening during the events of Halo CE that you don't see, and there's so many things happening just before and just after CE, like between Halo CE and Halo 2, that would be awesome to see in a game as well. Like a Halo CE remake that covered, that starts with Chief on board the UNSC Circumference, dealing with the nav data to abide by the Cole Protocol, and then Kelly, or was it Linda? It's Linda. Linda getting hit in KIA, and him dragging her to a cryopod. That as an opening level for a CE remake would be awesome. And then Chief, climbing into his own cryopod. He fades off as he goes to sleep, and then you have the Halo title screen, and then fade away, and then he wakes up, at the Halo. Then you can do like the Halo campaign to a degree, but there's so many things that happened during the events of Halo C that you could have put in, like Alpha Base. Chief went to Alpha Base. In fact, briefly, at least in the book, he took his armor off to have a shower, and have some food and this and the other. There's Lieutenant Melissa McKay and what the ODSTs are doing. You could follow that as kind of a side mission, maybe make Alpha Base like a hub world, so to speak. So Chief goes to Alpha Base, and there you can kind of switch off to side missions with ODSTs and Marines and this, that, and the other, doing supply runs to the Pillar of Autumn's crash site and whatever else. You could have, like, similar to what they did with Halo 2, where you can have different perspectives between the UNSC and the Covenant. You could have a couple of missions with the Arbiter. You could have a couple of missions with is it Zuka Zamami? I'm sure it's Zuka Zamami, the stealth elite that's following Chief through most of Halo CE. You could have that. then you could, you know, finish off the Halo CE campaign in general, but then there's the commandeering of the Ascendant Justice, there's flying back to Reach, there's Operation First Strike, where they take down the unyielding Hierophant before finally jumping back to human-controlled space for the start of Halo 2. So there's so much they can add to the Halo CE recipe without sacrificing the story that's already there. Just adding to it, expanding it. You know, and that's not including like cut content. That's not including narrative directions that they perhaps wanted to do back in the day but couldn't due to time constraints and limitations. So a remake, I like the idea of a remake because it gives the people who are familiar with Halo something they are familiar with, but also something new, but also doesn't change the original experience. So yeah, I think a Halo CE remake is, you know, that's a really long-winded way to go about it, but a Halo CE remake is more than likely in the works and probably fairly far down the development process now. And I would imagine, like I say, they're going to do the same thing for the whole first trilogy, and I would imagine they're probably relatively early in production. I would imagine for like the next Halo games, like Halo 7. Especially, like I say, now they're on the Unreal Engine, that speeds up the process significantly because they no longer have to worry about being like a tech company as well as a gaming company, and you know, figuring out how to support their own engine and this and the other. And people who are brought in, I'm sure they're still maintaining this like 18-month temporary contract BS, which is ridiculous in and of itself. But I'm not going to speak to their corporate agenda. But even with that, doing Halo CE remake on the Unreal Engine and future Halo titles on the Unreal Engine means that everyone's familiar with the Unreal Engine. You know, if you're a gaming programmer, if you're a designer, you're familiar with Unreal. It's really easy then to familiarize yourself with where you are, what you're supposed to be doing, and get up to speed and make content. Versus like working with a Slipspace engine, which was bespoke. You had to learn the engine through and through, and you just get into grips with it and just making stuff, and then your contract comes to an end and you're shipped out, and then someone else has got to come in and finish your work for you and do the same process again. So I think that moving over to Unreal has its benefits because it can speed up the development process and they can make more Halo more often. And if you consider back in the day, you know, we had Halo CE in 2001. We had Halo 2 launched in 2004? Was it 2004? It was 2004, wasn't it? Then it was Halo 3 in 2007? Or 6? No, 7. Yeah. Having a game every couple of years as opposed to every 5 would be a nice welcome change. Yes. So yeah. And like I say, we'll likely get information about that at Worlds. And like I said, I'll be at Worlds. So obviously it'll be, you know, when that announcement's made, it'll be streamed on Twitch by Halo Studios and likely by Xbox as well. And by Halo Esports. It will, obviously the trailers will also hit YouTube and this, that and the other. Obviously I think they'll stream on YouTube as well. But I'll be there, so I'll make sure to film my reaction to it and this, that and the other. I think I should reach out to Simon over at the Domain and get him to follow me around with a camera again like he did in Brazil. Yeah, it's a bit of a letdown, but, you know, I kind of expected there not to be anything for Halo anyway. I just thought it'd be good to have a little watch at what's coming up and see if there's anything that's particularly exciting. And, yeah. There's not. We're about 15 minutes out until the end of this showcase now. GTA 6 before new Halo. I should switch to... What? Where's it gone? Microsoft is treating Halo very strange. See, I don't think it's necessarily Microsoft treating Halo strangely. I just think that I think unfortunately Halo has because it has been treated poorly in the past, or maybe not poorly, but it's been over monetized, and the games haven't quite landed for people. It's no longer the crown stone of the Xbox platform, and as such it's become slightly more niche. So I think because of that, it's almost like they would rather use, because not many of these other games have like big events like HCS, like the Worlds event. So it makes sense to them, I suppose, to showcase their product at their event. You know, I mean, E3 was at one point the event to showcase games, but of course you had the competition with other platforms. It wasn't just Xbox. It was PlayStation. It was Nintendo. It was, you know. Then that really kind of died out and went away. Then they sort of had the Xbox game showcase, and you know, all the different Xbox developers could show off what they're doing. But again, Halo's kind of no longer the crown stone. It's kind of stepped down. It's become slightly more niche, which it shouldn't be, but it has. And as such, they'd rather present their stuff to their audience, so to speak. I don't know. Installation, I've one big question for you. Do you think there's a Vanid crossover showdown? Yes. Yeah, there's I've been working on it a while. The idea of the Reapers coming to the Halo universe, or vice versa. And I know a lot of other content creators have done similar stuff, like particularly with the Reapers, like Mass Effect and Halo crossover, and have come to the conclusion that the Reapers would just be bodied by modern day humanity, by the UNSC. I have a slightly different opinion on that though, and the video I'm writing is, you know, that's why it's taken a while, because I'm fully fleshing out and reasoning it out. But I've got a different opinion on it. I think the Reapers would actually be able to subvert the UNSC very rapidly and put us in a really bad position. So we'll see. We'll see. It just takes time to finish it. And like I said, I'm kind of tied up with my grand unified theory of Halo cosmology right now. So. Is there some time ago you made a post about a most detailed breakdown of Space Marines? Any update for this? Yes. So the Warhammer 40,000 universe, I knew the Warhammer 40,000 universe was deep to start with, though. There was a lot of lore to consume on it. But it's also very convoluted in regards to what is considered official canon and what is like what's hard canon, what's soft canon. So I wanted to really dive into the Warhammer kind of lore and really get to grips with what's fact from fiction, and really try to figure out the specifics before I really tackled the most detailed breakdown for the Astartes armor and their augmentations. And I'm comfortable enough now with all of it, and I've really doubled down and done a lot of work. But the scripts are still, you know, sort of 2/3 complete, I think. We will get there, but like I said, I want to make it right. I want to do the 40k like fandom proud. I want to present something that's, you know, the same tier of quality that I insist upon for my normal Halo most detailed breakdowns, but for Warhammer 40k without insulting every fan because I got this, that, and the other wrong. So yeah. Reading on HCS is not the smart thing to do. The reach and hype won't have the same impact. Yeah, it's kind of an echo chamber. I mean, again, I've said a few times now, but when HCS is streamed on Twitch and YouTube, you know, over the weekend, a couple of tens of thousands of people tune in to watch, and there's usually a few thousand people in attendance as well at the actual event. And then, of course, you know, the trailers still hit like YouTube and still, you know, trend on YouTube and still trend on Twitter and this, that, and the other. I mean, even watching the Xbox showcase just a minute ago, I mean, there's only 16,000 people tuned in now. At the peak, as far as I could tell, was about 60,000. And like HCS Worlds just gone. I watched, because I wasn't there in person, I watched the whole thing over the weekend, and I think the highest number I saw for HCS, I think it was on a Saturday, was like, I think 32,000. So it's like just HCS had 32,000 people watching just Halo stuff, as opposed to like 60,000 watching the Xbox showcase for everything, you know, for all of the franchises. So yeah, it's not particularly smart because of, you know, because of the reach of people who are watching that are perhaps not fans of Halo that could be drawn in. But in the same breath, doing it at Worlds, you're presenting to your people. You're presenting to people who are specifically focused and interested on Halo. And you're still putting the trailer out on social media as well. So, yeah, it's not... It would make more sense for them to just, you know, Xbox Game Showcase it or something along those lines. But I get why they're doing it that way. Pre-war UNSC had the numbers but not the tech. Post-war they have the tech but not the numbers. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Activision will likely be the face of Xbox for a while, considering the purchase price. More than likely. I mean, Xbox went through that, like a huge like purchasing. They just went spending for like a solid year, just acquiring company after company after company, and that's a problem because it monopolizes the gaming industry. And they spent so much money in such a short space of time that, yeah, of course they want a return on their investment, but you really pissed a lot of money away very, very quickly, you know? That wasn't necessary. You didn't need to go to that length. You could acquire studios, of course, you know, that makes sense business-wise, but to take a load of these companies on board and then immediately go through like laying off tons and tons of staff just shows that you jumped the gun. You went too far. You took it too far. You bought all these huge companies and then just immediately realised, oh shit, we can't afford this, and you were just dumping staff. It's like, slow it up. It wasn't necessary. Yeah. personally adore Reapers going into Halo. A lot of my buddies follow the line. I've thought through Reapers getting dogged. Yeah. So that's a very common thread, but I think my video takes a slightly different angle on it, and I think at least a lot of other content creators that I've watched videos of, like Reapers in the Halo universe, have missed or forgotten specific aspects of the Reapers that make them more dangerous than they give them credit for. And I hope I fully address that in my video to reason out why I come to the conclusions I do. I am an onion. I just want something new with Halo. Maybe the humans could make a comeback in the next Halo game. It's weird. It's like Halo CE was the whole idea that, you know, humanity were on the back foot. They were the underdog. They were losing the war and this and the other. And Master Chief was the only thing standing in the Covenant's way. And that theme carried through the first trilogy. And it's almost like Halo 4 came around and like mankind became a powerhouse, inexplicably became a powerhouse in spite of like losing a huge percentage of our population and being almost isolated to our home world. I mean, yeah, there were some colonies that, you know, still had people on them, but you know what I'm saying. But there was that one game where humanity was a powerhouse, and it's almost like they were like, yeah, Halo 4 didn't quite land right, so let's go back to humanity being the underdog, and that's just been the theme ever since. It's like humanity doesn't always have to be on the back foot. We can grow and become a powerhouse, but just present us with a threat that's equal to us, you know? I don't know. Sub installation series, I'll have a few videos. You should do a series basically rewriting the entire Halo series starting with C. Yeah, so I did a thanks for the comment, man. I did a series not too long ago with what could have been for Halo Infinite's campaign DLC, and I've been umming and ahhing about perhaps doing the same thing with the first trilogy with C through to 3. But it would be on a basis of like if there's the demand there to do it, because it's very labour intensive, and I have to focus on that. Almost religiously, you know, to the refusal of pretty much all other scripts. Excuse me. In order to get it like coherent. So yeah, it's if there's the demand for it, so to speak. I keep hearing that there's a new Halo game being announced. Is this true? Well, if there is, it hasn't been announced yet. So the Xbox Game Showcase was supposed to last for 2 hours. There are 5 minutes left of the Xbox Game Showcase, and there's been no Halo. I've still got it up, just on the off chance that something changes. You know, if something pops up really, really briefly, you know, at the very end as they're closing things out, then yeah, I'll whack it back up on the screen. But at the moment, no, unfortunately not. Oh, sorry, I've only just noticed. Hey, Crimson, I've only just noticed the Twitch chat. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Astartes Armor, you say, sounds like you've been on the grind. Yes, I have. Seriously, I have. Like, I've been neck deep in the 40k universe for a while now. But we're nearly there. We're nearly there. And I hope I do the fandom proud. What if they would want to do a spin-off game again, like ODST was solid? Yeah, ODST was phenomenal. I think another ODST game, a game where you play as a Marine, would be cool. I still think it's criminal that we haven't had like a game focusing on the Spartan 3s in their SPI armor, and kind of like leaning into that like stealth. You know, not as strong armor, but you're still a super soldier. Yeah, why haven't we had that? Just binged all the campaign DLC videos the other day. That's what I was thinking. That total great stuff. Thanks, man. Ancestor Cruiser could be a very big turn into human, but yes, exactly. I think the Topomancy story on the Waypoint Chronicles, it most definitely isn't by accident that that's being brought back to the fore. I think the theming of the next Halo game, of Halo 7, not the remakes. I think the theming of Halo 7 is going to really lean into the return of a lot of the big players, so to speak, of the Halo universe, because it's been going that way for a while. Like we've when was it Last Light? Might even been further back than that we had the confirmation that the precursors had been reseeded on Bastion by the librarian. The Endless have some sort of connection to Living Time, and thus perhaps the precursors. We had a more recent book. Is it? I think it was Outcasts. No. Yeah, Outcasts. We had Outcasts highlighting that there were precursor-esque entities on a planet, and now we've got the Waypoint Chronicle that's hinting towards ancient humanity actually surviving the firing of Halo rays. There's a suggestion that humanity expanded beyond the edge of the galaxy and managed to escape the effects of the Halo, so that there's actually a population of ancient humans still alive. Alongside the fact that there's obviously always the possibility that there are still more Forerunners alive than we originally thought. I mean, Onyx, case in point, is a shield world that has a diameter of 2 astronomical units, a radius of 1 astronomical unit, which means that the interior surface of Onyx is so huge, entire cities of Forerunners could exist on the inside of Onyx. And even though the UNSC have got bases on Onyx and exploring things, they wouldn't even know that they were there. It could take... I mean, imagine trying to explore a sphere the size of the orbit of Earth around the Sun. It's ridiculous. So I think, a lot of the storylines are going towards, a lot of the big players are coming back. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see where that's going to go, which is sort of what's inspiring my deep dives into the deep lore at the moment, because I think it's going to become more relevant, and particularly with my big project at the moment, the grand unified theory of Halo cosmology, the theory of everything for Halo. I think will become a predictive model for things going forward. So yeah. We know there aren't any Forerunners on Onyx. Because the Horrorgus tell us so. Yeah, Baffler technology, Forerunner Baffler technology. Look into that, and then we'll talk again. Really hoping one day we get a third-person, melee focused sort of Sanghelios space game. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting take on things. What have I missed? Yeah, a whole lot of nothing, I'm afraid. If you're here specifically for Halo, there was no Halo. Yeah, it's now over. So close that down. It is now finished. Yeah. The Xbox Showcase any good? Not really. First time chatting Twitch, Mind Powers 117. Good to see you, bud. Could you do an armor breakdown? Because Mjolnir, but the Doomslayer and I already have. Are you not aware of that? go to my channel, Installation 00 on YouTube. I've done a most detailed breakdown of the Crisis Nano suit, and I've done a most detailed breakdown of the Doomslayer's armor, the Praetor suit, and I'm sure I've done more than just that. I'm sure I've done more than just that. I feel like the destruction of Doizak has really united the Jiralhanae, made them a huge threat to the entire galaxy. Damn right it has. Yeah, damn right it has. I think that's what the Jiralhanae needed. They're such a like a warrior species, prone to aggression and violent outbursts. They needed a leader who was intelligent, and knew how to bring the brutes together. Atriox was that, and Lydus had the potential of being that as well, but Lydus would have been, obviously, Lydus was willing to cooperate with like the Swords of Sanghelios. So Lydus could have united. It could have split the Jiralhanae into two factions. One faction following Atriox, kind of out on their own, and doing what we know the Banished do, and Lydus with his brutes more loyal to. Well, not loyal to, but in an alliance with humanity and the Swords of Sanghelios. But the brutes needed like an intelligent leader to bring them together. They're a bit like the Krogans from Mass Effect. You know, they're once they're together, they are terrifying. They are terrifyingly powerful, and could seriously just dominate the galaxy. But yeah. By the way, this is my first time talking here. I've been a fan of your content for a while. But, well, welcome in. I'm glad you're having a chat. Oh, those are the most recognised suits. Yeah, they are. Yeah. We've lost music. Should we put some music back on? We'll keep the chat going for a little bit longer. If you guys have got any questions, there we go. We can get rid of that now as well. My goofy ass face staring back at me. That one there. Hey, good to see you, Kevin, Halo Collector. Looking forward to seeing you in October as well if you're going to Worlds. I'm sure you are. So question, does entering the domain actually stop you from entering real death? My thought is everyone experiences the real death and that the domain is only a copy. So, as far as we can tell, obviously it's difficult to nail down exactly, but as far as we can tell, in the Halo universe, you do have consciousness permanence. Because that's demonstrated with the Gravemind. A singular consciousness can exist within the Flood, even through iterative, sort of culling all the way back to just like a single Flood supercell. Although my grand theory of everything explains why that happens, but hold on for that. But in the Halo universe, the quote-unquote laws of physics of the Halo universe seem to suggest that you have consciousness permanence after being like converted or or this, that and the other. I know in things like Star Trek, when you go into a transporter, there's a suggestion that you get destroyed on one end and you die, and then just an exact copy of you gets created at the other end. That's a kind of an interesting fallacy of teleporters. I know in Halo they don't do that because they have translocation and it wraps in a slip space bubble, but yeah, the laws of physics of the Halo universe seem to suggest that there's consciousness permanence, which means that if you are a biological entity, you get converted into a machine essence as, you know, through the composer, and then you enter the domain, you experience that. It's not that you are destroyed, your consciousness ceases to exist, and then just a copy of it is made. Which is interesting, but yeah, so that would then mean that all foreigners that have died, been composed and put into endurance, and then been loaded into the domain, actually experience that, and the domain becomes their afterlife. But as I detailed in my recent video, last week's video, this week's Monday's video, just gone. It's purgatory, basically, for them. How many brute females are left anyway? Don't know. Not a lot, I would imagine, because I think most females were isolated to Doizak. Yeah, I think the prophets are coming back as well in a future Halo game. The Sanchayam. Random question: do you think Spirit of Fire could use the technology at Installation 00 to rebuild a slipspace drive? Possibly. Possibly. I mean, we don't know for certain that there aren't slipspace capable vessels of foreigner origin docked at Installation 00. Without, you know, Installation 00 could have hangar bays on the underside of it where foreigner ships can dock. Just like the Halos seem to suggest, at least through 343 Gateway Spark's conversation in the terminals, that there are actual proper docking locations on the Halo ring, either around the rim or on the outside, for ships to physically dock with the ring. There could be foreigner ships docked in Installation 00 that we just don't know about, that the Spirit of Fire could find and perhaps either retrofit its slipspace drive into Spirit of Fire or just take that ship. Maybe that's the ship we saw at the end of Halo Reach in the epilogue. Maybe that's the so to speak, the Spirit of Fire reborn, not reborn, but it's the crew of the Spirit of Fire left Spirit of Fire at Installation 00 and went and got a foreigner ship and then travelled to Reach through the portal, and that's why they're there. Maybe. So was it garbage, the showcase in general? I missed it. Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of games there that some people, like a lot of people, I'd imagine, really like the look of and are going to play. But for me, that just a lot of what was on show just wasn't really my cup of tea. So yeah. Zombie Slay. Wait, I'm drinking hot chocolate and watching as an Installation 00 stream. Let's go. Good to see you, bud. First time chat. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Installation 00, your top 3 favourite Halo books. Ghosts of Onyx, number 1. That's not even a question. Number 2 and number 3. I can't rank number 2 and number 3. I can't make it like number 2 is better than number 3, but like even to second and third book, I would say is The Flood, because it narratively expands a lot of things going on during Halo CE significantly, and paints the Flood in a really like horrific manner. And a more recent book, Epitaph, because it closed out. I would have liked more from him, but it closed out the Didact story arc in a satisfactory way. I would have liked to see more of him, but yeah. So you want to know what happened to Locke? No, we don't know what's happened to Locke specifically. Am I going to do more of my own story set in the Halo universe? Yes. Yeah. So more Fireteam Mary's is coming back. I'm glad you liked Underworld. That was a labour of love, that one. Yeah, more Fireteam Mary's is coming. I've also got a couple of short stories. Like, I'll just clarify: shorter short stories. Underworld was supposed to be a short story and ended up being like a novella. So I've got some short stories. Not ridiculously short, but short enough. How many times can I say short in a sentence? And I've begun tentatively working on my own universe, so to speak, that's seated in sci-fi. So it's the same kind of style, so to speak, of writing that I'm used to, but with a little twist. Halo Hammer is honestly a good 4-part series showcasing each faction of Halo going into modern Warhammer 40k theatre. That'd be interesting. In your opinion, what's the state of Halo franchise at the moment? It's better than it has been. It's better than it has been. There have been some really dark times and some really tough times in the past, in the recent past, for the Halo community and for the Halo franchise. The community's been hurting for a while, but we're in a better position now, I think, than we've been in a long time. But I think it's still the echoes of what's happened in the past is still kind of holding on to people and still making people wary of the next steps of the Halo franchise, which is kind of fueling some skepticism about Halo Studios and the future. But I don't know. I'm a natural optimist, so I'm inclined towards optimism. So I've got hope that it's gonna get better. Things are gonna get better. So, Mind Powers 117 following. Thanks, man. Thanks for the follow. What are our followers on Twitch now? $523 followers on Twitch. That's cool. I didn't even realise I had that many, to be honest. Do I think that Halo lore has forgotten that Spartan 2s are all supposed to be geniuses, or has it treated that plot point well? Yes, Spartan 2s are academically extremely intelligent and strategically extremely intelligent, obviously. No, I don't think they've been treated very well in that regard. I mean, Master Chief himself, even in Halo Infinite, when him and the Weapon have their little falling out, she's quite abrupt with Chief and says, all he's good at is killing things. I mean, yeah, he is good at killing things, but there's a lot more to him than that. That Weapon's falling into the same kind of I'm a machine fallacy that Chief was trying to work his way out of during the storyline of Halo 4 through to Halo 5. So no, I don't think the Spartan 2s have been treated very, very well in regards to how intelligent they are. They're just viewed as killing machines, and that's it. Nothing more, which is a shame. I think about Academy Part 2. It's okay. Yeah, it's good that we're still getting some degree of content for Halo Infinite's multiplayer, but so much more could have and should have been done. How's Project Mjolnir coming along? It's coming along well. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm not quite ready to talk about yet, but there is some. I mean, I've got a leg stood behind me at the moment. I'll dive in a little bit. Okay, so over my shoulder here we've got real life marine armor, and by real I mean it's made of metal. There's more coming for this. This is the chest, abs, and back and spine armor. We've got pauldrons and then the leg armor and all that sort of stuff on the way, and then you wear that with fatigues. We're going to try to sort the fatigues out with a dilatant shear thickening fluid Kevlar composite, so it helps with projectiles and things like that. Project ODST, I have on file one of the highest fidelity ODST helmets in existence. That's going to be sent off and 3D printed in metal and composites to assemble a real-life ODST helmet. The real Mjolnir helmet is obviously still in here. The real Mjolnir BDU is still hanging up over there. The armor plates, where we've completely worked out an internal exoframe system now, and we went through the files for the armor, for the Halo Infinite armor, and we've segmented it up into modular components that will then be able to be assembled. One, they'll be able to be manufactured much easier, but they'll also be able to be assembled around that exoframe much easier. And then we're going to add in all the robotic systems for movement and this, that, and the other. So there's a lot of things happening with that as well. And SPI, we've got some really high quality models as well, and there's some interesting stuff I want to do in regards to the passive camouflage systems, or the photoreactive panels that SPI armor has. So, excuse me, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and there is a big update video coming. It just takes a long time to cultivate it because I've diversified the project and I've got more people doing more things simultaneously, and I'm kind of pulling things in from different people across the UK and across beyond into the US, and it's it's a juggling act, and I've got to do that in between my normal content as well. So there's some cool stuff coming. Just hold on for me. Do you think the Halo lore has... No, I've already read that one. If you could make a Halo game, what 4 main staples would you have in it? I mean, Halo's story is at its best when you're dealing with the Covenant, humanity, the Flood, and the mystery of the Forerunners. That's where... It's a mystery of the Forerunners. We've learned more about the Forerunners. They're not really so much a mystery anymore, but that's really where Halo thrives, I think. So, yeah. I want that leg as a lamp. It wouldn't make a bad lamp, would it? Yeah. When I wear that leg, and the other one is I got a boot down here, I think. When I wear those, I mean, I'm 6'4" normally, but when I wear those, they boost me up to about 6'9", 6'10". But when I wear the helmet as well, the extra height. Yes, right. I think we've been streaming for just over 2 hours now. Obviously, we were slightly delayed. We had a little bit of a technical problem. I literally clicked the go live button. We went live for 2 minutes, and then my computer blue screened and died. So yeah, so we started a little later than I was hoping for, but yeah, and yeah, not very much happened at the showcase that was particularly thrilling, that had me holding my breath and thinking, oh wow, I want to play that. So really, I think, guys, it's going to be a case of holding on until HCS Worlds in October. I think that's where we're going to get the next big announcement for anything Halo related, and it's probably going to be Halo CE Remake that's going to be announced then. I would be surprised if there's a small teaser, perhaps, maybe, for Halo 7. But yeah, as far as Halo is concerned, nothing today. Expect stuff in October, and yeah, I want to stream some more. I want to do this sort of thing a little bit more often. You know, sometimes just sitting down and talking, but maybe sometimes I do just play a random game. I could play Halo, you know, campaigns and this, that, and the other, just chat to you guys. But I think sometimes it'd be nice just to play other games as well. You know, games that I like. I mean, I don't see anyone streaming Deus Ex on Twitch very often. And there's plenty of games that I enjoy that I think we can enjoy together. So I might make this a little bit more of a common occurrence, where I stream a little bit more often if you guys are up for it. But in either case, thanks for joining me despite the slight delay at the start. Thanks, you know, for sticking with me even though we didn't really get anything, you know, Halo-y. And thanks for all the new first-time chatters, the new followers, and the new subscribers. Yeah, it's been, you guys have made this enjoyable. We didn't have anything going on with the Xbox Showcase, but you guys have made this really enjoyable. So yeah, I think we'll pretty much round that out there. I think. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. I'll look into doing streams more often if you guys are up for it, and yeah, take it easy and find peace in the domain. I love you back.